I've always dreamed about running my own medieval shop, handcrafted goods, loyal customers, maybe a little bit of gossip by the forge. But since no one's invented time travel yet, fair trade will have to do. I spent 30 days running my own medieval business, from humble beginnings to a slightly bigger, slightly messier success story. There were highs, lows, exploding budgets, and one very confusing graph. Let's see how it all went. We're teased straight away with what is possible in fair trade. A bustling medieval shop, thriving with customers and overflowing with riches. Meanwhile, I'm under no illusion that my little shoebox of a store will ever look like that. But hey, it's good to have dreams. Delusion is half the fun. The very first thing I do is customize my character, and she looks absolutely terrified. Honestly, I can't blame her. She's about to be dropped into the world of retail. There's a lot to choose from. Hair, dresses, expressions of mild panic. But it definitely won't be this shoulder-heavy number. I settle on this beautiful green dress, take a deep breath, and we're ready to go. Ah, yes. That title screen, wasn't it so full of hope and promise? Cut to my actual shop, which is, as I thought, roughly the size of a shoebox. But that's fine, I'm determined. One day, this will look like something straight out of Better Shops magazine. I place down my very first counter and it looks delightful, like it's trying its best. I also need something called a trader point, though I have no idea what it does. No sooner have I placed a few items than I'm already rearranging furniture like an indecisive interior designer on espresso. I make a little storage area, if you can call a 2x2 corner storage, and it's time to buy stock. At this point, I have no clue what's valuable, so I figure one of everything. That's how real businesses do it, right? Everything gets stored in a neat little pile, which I adore. No inventory management, no running back and forth. It's just there, like medieval magic. I buy 3 display boxes and suddenly it's almost looking like a shop. I place random bits and bobs, trying to make it look intentional. Oh, it's my first day. I can't be expected to perform miracles. The shop is as good as it's going to get, so it's time to open the doors. The game tries to name my store 3 Golden Lions, which is fine, but a bit generic. It needs a Jules touch. 3 Golden Cats. Now that's got character. The name change must have worked because I already have a customer. I watch him eagerly as he buys something, and before I know it, I'm restocking already. Things are going so well for day one. Sure, I might only be selling bits of wood and linen, but it's humble beginnings. As soon as I serve my first customer, another one walks in. I barely have time to blink. I'm watching my customers like a hawk, restocking the moment something disappears. Then a trader strolls by, and I finally realize what the mysterious desk is for. Turns out it's not just medieval decoration. It's my lifeline during the chaos. My last customer of the day is a man dressed all in black, face half covered, exuding mysterious side quest energy. Immediate favorite. He leaves, I follow him outside, for a breath of fresh air, mind you, and my shop begins its little closing ritual. Doors shutting, lights dimming. It's just like magic. It's so oddly satisfying. Well, that's the first day done and dusted, and it's time to head home. My cottage is tucked deep in the woods, which in any other game would definitely be the start of a horror story. But in Fair Trade, it's simply home. I fix the bed and drift off to sleep, pleased with myself. A grand total of $40 profit and a few new items unlocked. Not bad for a medieval entrepreneur with no idea what she's doing. Back at the shop, I've got mail. It's from someone called Bep, and they're offering me a crafting station. There's a few options, but I go with a potter's wheel, mostly because I just went to a pottery class last weekend, and apparently I'm in my pottery era now. I rearrange my shop yet again. It has become a daily occurrence. I plonk down the wheel and get to work. I can make bowls and jars from wood and clay. Surely this beats selling linen and literal soil. I proudly display my new pottery, open the doors, and await the flood of compliments. And what do you know? The bowl sells first. Unshockingly. Business is booming, customers are pouring in, and I'm crafting as fast as my little medieval hands can manage. Every time I place down an item, it's instantly snatched up. It's fair to say I am thriving. As the day ends, my magical little ritual plays again, and I grin. It's my time now. I meet up with Bep again and splurge on a garden plot. One day, I vow, I will sell my own homegrown veggies. The dream lives on. It's late, I'm tired, but I'm practically glowing from my success. The sales graph confirms it, soaring upward like a phoenix. What did I tell you? They love my pottery. The next day, I meet someone named Esme, who introduces me to the concept of changing furniture colors and walls. Oh no, I'm instantly overwhelmed. Decisions are not my strong point. After way too much deliberation, I settle on a new table for stock and prepare for the day. We don't have a lot to sell yet, so it's back to the potter's wheel to make magic. I open for the day feeling confident, dangerously confident. I wait behind the counter like a proud parent watching their kid's first school play, restocking the moment something sells. My second customer is a witch? A literal witch? Naturally, I abandon my post immediately to go inspect her up close. And before I know it, the day's over. I tick off a few challenges and decide to expand the shop. 3 new floors later, I'm out of money and full of regret. Whoops. But that's a problem for tomorrow's me. Day 3's graph looks tragic, but we're blaming the renovations, not the artist. I decide to open the shop right away. I have no money to buy stock, so there's no point waiting around. The customers will just have to deal with my minimalist chic approach to retail. My favorite customer, Mr. Mysterious himself, stops in. He seems to really enjoy my pottery, which makes me feel slightly better about my financial ruin. Sadly, I only have $47 in the bank, so another day will pass with half a broken down shop. Thank goodness this town is safe, otherwise someone might break in and steal my 2 glorious mounds of soil. And that's when it happens. The tragedy. The heartbreak. My pottery wheel is gone. I don't remember selling it. I don't remember doing anything to deserve this. But it's gone. Vanished. And I can't afford a new one. My confident start? Over. This is the quickest I've ever failed in any simulator game, and I've played a lot of them. Within minutes, my entire pottery empire crumbles. I hang my head in shame and head home. The downward pointing sales graph mocks me, each pixel laughing softly. There's nothing left to do but sell lumps of clay and bits of wood until I can rebuild. But then, on day 5, a miracle! The graph shoots up. I have no idea why. Maybe someone accidentally bought something, but I don't question it. I take the win. The next day is so much better. I've managed to replace my wheel, the customers are flooding back in, and it feels like the world is right again. The pottery is flowing, the shelves are full, and I'm finally catching my breath. By the end of day 30, my shop might not be impressive, but I am determined to make progress from here. I have enough money now to fix up the eyesore that is my shop, but I chicken out and just go to bed instead. It's my best day so far, and yet somehow I still feel like a failure. Still, the pottery is a smashing success, pun very much intended, and it's given me the motivation I need to rebuild my store properly this time. If only I'd realized earlier that the walls are free, I could have been thriving days ago. So I set a new challenge: make a proper storage room. And honestly, it already looks 1,000 times better. This marks a new era of production. I decide to use the quiet morning hours to craft and restock before opening because I finally realized my biggest competitor isn't another shop. It's my own disorganization. It's taken me a while, but by George, I've got it now. Even the graph agrees. I swing open the doors with confidence. This will be the day. My second customer is, of course, Mr. Mystery. We meet again, and the trader rolls in soon after with his deals. Things are flying off the shelves. I am a multitasking goddess. When I finally check my mail, it's another letter from my mysterious benefactor, Bep. She's given me a farm? Look, I don't want to be negative, but that sounds surprisingly generous. There's got to be a catch, right? Still, I rush off excitedly, plant my first carrot, and dream of a future where my store smells faintly of freshly grown veggies and financial stability. The daily graph is soaring again. I am unstoppable. The next morning, I go to restock on wood and clay, but neither are discounted. That's a hard no from me. I'll just sell linen today and call it rustic. My masked man, Mr. Mystery, buys my last urn, and I have nothing to restock it with except some carrots I accidentally bought when I was trying to buy seeds. It's slim pickings at the Three Golden Cats today, I tell you. By the end of the day, though, I've made a decent amount of money. I celebrate by buying a plant, because that's what the responsible business owners do, and another display table for all the accidental veggies I seem to have acquired. I think about expanding, but flashbacks of past failures stop me. The graph agrees. The first thing I do on day 10 is restock wood, plant seeds, and prepare my homemade goodies. The day is off to such a good start that I'm suspicious. This is too calm. And sure enough, the shop is busier than ever. Customers everywhere, my poor hands spinning the potter's wheel like it's powered by panic. I even have a queue. Me, the shoebox shop lady. By the end of the day, I finally get a breather. Things are going great. Too great. Which means it's time to mess it up by upgrading something. I sell my old display boxes and splurge on a new table, which is instantly worth it. The place looks fantastic. I'm on a roll now, so next up, a dedicated crafting room. My little haven of chaos. I have big plans, which usually ends in financial ruin, but not this time. I'm living within my means. I'm a sensible businesswoman now. The pottery room makes me unreasonably happy. The space finally feels right, and I, naturally, rearrange everything again. I craft, I restock, I end the day strong. The graph agrees, soaring to new heights. It's my most successful day yet, and for once, I believe we'll be fine. Day 11 starts beautifully. My seeds have sprouted. A fortuitous sign if there ever was one. I add another flower decoration, and honestly, my little store is starting to look adorable. Cozy, like the kind of place villagers would gossip in. The day flies by in a blur of serving and restocking. Another success, right? Apparently not. The graph disagrees violently. I've spent almost nothing today, and it's punishing me for it. I don't know what I've done wrong, but fine, tomorrow's a new day. And it is another great day. More customers, more sales, but still the graph mocks me. Maybe the same 3 villagers are tired of buying the same 3 pots every day. Perhaps variety is in order. Luckily, my veggies are finally ready. Carrots and artichokes for everyone. I even add another decoration. What more do these people want? I wander into the village and see Bep again, who now seems to run half the economy. She offers me new flooring options. I think they're free? I have no idea how this works, but I'll take it. I pick Hasselt 1 and even treat myself to a Kadzand. I feel like I've stumbled into medieval IKEA. While I'm at it, I grab a rug and a painting. Surely these trivial decorations will finally please the mysterious graph gods. Then I meet a new vendor selling vegetables at bargain prices, and I immediately buy one of everything. I declare it. This will be a great day. Back at the shop, I buy a new table for my ever-growing stockpile and update the flooring. The transformation is stunning. Usually by day 10 in a sim, I'm spiraling into despair. But this time, I seem to be thriving. I open the doors with hope, determination, and slightly better flooring. Customers pour in, goods fly off the shelves, and I'm restocking like a pro. And then, finally, the graph listens. We're clawing our way back, and somehow, against all odds, the 3 golden cats is still standing. I'm recording this part on a new day, and I'm utterly delighted and a little mortified to see the title screen has changed. Gone is the big impressive shop that once screamed successful entrepreneur, and instead it's my little crowded nook. My cluttered, chaotic, and totally realistic nook. I'm slightly embarrassed, so let's just move on before anyone notices. First thing I do is tend to my vegetable garden, buy some clay, and get crafting. I'm still painfully aware that I don't have a lot of variety. I'm selling the same handful of things over and over. But honestly, I don't have many options right now. It's fine. We're calling it brand consistency. At least my day starts off strong. Mr. Mystery shows up as my first customer, and I score a 50% off deal on linen from the trader. I keep telling myself I don't want to be a reseller, but hey, at least I'm selling something. When the day's done, I grab more clay and head straight to my pottery wheel. This is where it's at. Crafting by hand, shaping something from nothing. It's my favorite part of the whole thing. The graph even agrees. It's finally pointing in the right direction, and for a brief shining moment, I'm happy. The next day passes in a bit of a bland blur. Too many customers, not enough chaos, so naturally I decide to fix that. I throw a spanner in the works and buy a new display table that barely fits anywhere. It's a never-ending bad habit of mine. When things are going well, I find a way to sabotage it. So I spend the day rearranging everything and eventually settle on a vaguely functional layout. Good enough for now. Let's swing those doors open and begin day 16. The 4th display table seems to work a treat. Customers are flooding in, the sales are rolling, and by the end of the day my little nest egg is growing nicely. Just ignore the graph, it doesn't know any better. Hello again, Mr. Mystery. Back for more tankards and linen scraps, I see. I even spot what I think is a new customer, and he's wielding a rather large sword, which, feels mildly threatening. But he buys 3 things and leaves quietly, so okay, we're cool. The magic doors close on another successful day, and I celebrate by buying a few new decorations from Bep, plus a new crafting station. It's called a scoundrel workbench, which sounds extremely cool. No idea what it does, but we'll find out. It's too dark now, and I'm too tired to redecorate tonight, so that's tomorrow's problem. The graph's looking up again, but I'm keeping my hopes low. I've been hurt before. Another addition to keeping my hopes low, apparently, is increasing my display tables and placing down the scoundrel bench on the same day. I don't know why I do this to myself over and over again. I must enjoy the pain. Naturally, I then have to rearrange everything, and of course there's no space for any of it. It's a slow, painful process of shuffling things back and forth until somehow it all fits. Even if it's a bit squashy. I try crafting my first item on the new bench. A beauty cream! Exciting! Except it doesn't actually craft for me. Maybe it's a sign I don't need any? Yep, let's go with that. Besides my non-existent beauty cream, there's another issue. My store is just too small. Nothing really fits anymore. I rearrange it again, hate every second, but there's not much else I can do. I open the doors to my crowded, cramped shop and just hope no one minds the lack of social distancing. Somehow it's another successful day, and with my earnings, it's finally time to expand. I can only afford 2 floors, but it's going to make a huge difference. A bit of rearranging later, and I think I've got something that'll work, at least for another day or two. The graph looks promising, and I'm already rearranging again in the morning. Please don't say anything. I head over to Beb to fully commit to my decorating obsession and grab a new display shelf, but money's tight. Maybe that can wait until tomorrow. The doors close on another successful day, and I'm pleased to see the graph finally turning upwards. Time to update the shop with that new display, and oh my goodness, it looks incredible. These shelves fit 3 items, take up less space, and somehow make the whole place look revamped and so stylish. I even plonked down a non-functional bird bath, and I tell you what, this is a roaring success. I am finally happy. At the end of the day, I treat myself to more storage because it's only $2 each. Oh, wait, 32. Ah well, still needed. Quick graph check, another bustling day. I'm so inspired I head back to Bep and buy a forge. I know nothing about smithing my own tools, but by golly, I will learn. Quick graph check. Let's plonk this burning hot forge right in the middle of the shop, shall we? Nothing says welcoming retail environment like an open flame. But hey, I finally have a use for all those ingots I've been hoarding. I can make nails. I could only afford to expand by 1 square, but it's the perfect little corner for my shiny new forge. I'm excited to have a new product to sell, and I love serving the customers in this new location. By the end of the day, I've bought another display shelf because I'm now running a pottery and smithing empire. It's been such a great day, though you'd never know it from the graph. Still, I feel good, and that's all that matters. I check over my list of objectives, realize I'll hit none of them anytime soon, and promptly turn them off. That's better. Pure goal-free bliss. The shop's buzzing, I'm restocking faster than people can buy, and my graph has started drawing what looks suspiciously like cat ears. I'm not even mad. That's adorable. Another busy day rolls by. Between serving customers, I'm crafting stock and trying not to burn the place down. Money's tight and raw materials are usually daylight robbery, but today they're 66% off. How could I possibly resist? I whip up a batch of tongs like a blacksmith possessed and proudly display them for all to see. Cat ears are coming along nicely. Friday hits and I wander into town, only to find a farmer's market. Lovely, right? Except everything's hideously overpriced. I swear I even recognize some of my own pottery for sale. Bold of them, really? Unsurprisingly, I buy nothing and head back to my modestly priced shop. I am, after all, a shopkeeper of the people. Customers flock in droves, probably sensing the humble integrity of a woman who's just trying to make an honest coin. To be fair, I still haven't figured out how to increase prices, so yes, it is bargain central. But hey, people love a sale, and I love being accidentally generous. It's been a crazy busy day, probably thanks to the overpriced market, and honestly, I'm not mad about it. The graph has finally ditched its cat ear phase and shot straight upward. Business is booming, spirits are high, and I am ecstatic. The next day flies by in a blur of crafting, veggies, and customers. To shake things up, I buy another display cabinet and, of course, decide it's time to rearrange everything again. The only problem? This bad boy is huge. I have to expand the shop just to fit it in, but honestly, it's worth it. The place looks roomier, cleaner, and just a little bit more professional. We are moving up in the world. Then it's day 29, our second last day, and who strolls in first thing? Mr. Mystery himself. Perfect. The day is busy, customers are flowing, I'm working hard, but the graph? Oh, the graph thinks we're in free fall again, spiraling down like a dramatic stock market crash. Classic. Oh well, on to our final day. We've been running our little shop for 30 days now. 30 days. I've taken it from a tiny square to a slightly bigger square, and somehow it feels like the world. I'm so proud of what I've built here. Every shelf, every burn mark from the forge, every slightly lopsided piece of pottery. It's all mine. I've learned so much, and for the first time I actually feel confident. I can see the future of this place. A big bustling shop with an employee or two, proper storage, and rows upon rows of handmade goods. I don't want to be just a reseller. I want to create things, forge them, craft them, and sell them with pride. I want this little shop to be more than a business. I want it to be a place where these medieval folks can find fresh food, a friendly face, and maybe even just a moment to slow down. A service with a smile, and a chat to go with it. As the doors close on our final day at the Three Golden Cats, I can't help but feel full of pride, hope, and excitement for what's next. This might be the end of our challenge, but it feels just like the beginning. Here's to the next 30 days, and to every messy, magical, slightly chaotic moment still to come. Thank you so much for watching.